Welcome. This is King Arthur Pendragon. We're now broadcasting co-tangent with the Twitch ads by demand. King Arthur Pendragon, you say, but what edition could it be? 5.2, perhaps. What campaign? The Great Pendragon Campaign. What episode is this? 63, I'd say. Possibly. I mean, that's the number that's on this episode. The way that I deploy episodes, however, this may not actually functionally be number 63, so just bear with me.
I had 62 in my notes, but
last episode was 62. Last episode was 62.
Did I not update? Oh, that might have been. I may not have updated my notes last episode.
Last episode was 62. All right. I, your GM, have graciously descended from on high to pass out the following boons. Tathan may receive 120 glory for his actions during combat. Elffin may receive 180 glory for his actions during combat. Tathan receives $0 for capturing 2 Pictish warriors. They are, in the book, noted as being literally not negotiable. Yeah. The heralds will instead negotiate to return 2 commoner low-born soldiers from the Picts. Tathan is also melancholic right now.
Yes.
After his failures. Wow. And there we are. We ready to get back into this thing at the Battle of the Bassus River?
I get nothing really killing the rest of the group.
Incredible. Arthur gives fair terms to the heir of the Centurion King, whose name is Berant de Alprise. However, he takes parts of Malahut and the whole of Garloth for his own. The Brown Knight of the Wilds, who captured Sir Galgantus, graciously and generously gives him his freedom without ransom, and Prince Galgantus immediately asks King Arthur for his family's lands back. Arthur refuses, saying that those lands were actually his sister's taken in the war years ago. He will hold the land in deposit for his sister, who was married to King Nentres of Garloth. However, Arthur promises Galgantus a suitable reward if the prince serves the Pendragon. Arthur spends the rest of the year securing Malahut and sending scouts further into the north. Those of you that participated, which are Tathan and Elffin, you may receive 1 charger, 1 palfrey, 1 cob, and 2 libra in the goods.
I also have a point of order.
Yes.
It was the decisive victory.
Yes.
Did you incorporate that in the glory rewards?
I did, but it just says glory 30 per round. So
but then
it's not a large battle is the problem. It was a medium battle.
It's a medium battle, which is 30 per round. Then you have to multiply that by 2 for the decisive victory.
Very well.
So really it's 60 per round.
I thought the book would correctly display the correct amount of glory. I do buy your logic, and rather than spend time looking it up, I shall double your rewards as a glorious overseer of the glorious heavens. Tathan now has 240 glory, and Elffin has 360 glory for the Battle of the Bassus River.
Thank you for your benevolence.
Thank you for your correction of reality.
What are you using YouTube comments?
It specifically notes here to urge the player knights to discuss King Arthur's decisions to strip Galgantus of his lands, the Brown Knight giving up Prince Galgantus with no ransom, and the value of chivalry, which has been displayed in these actions. How do your knights, which will once again include Kendric,
Blodwyn,
but not Tathan? We'll kick this discussion off by all of you sitting around a fire, and Gwent goes, "Wind's howling."
There was a time not that long ago, just a few years, where I questioned Arthur's decision and he proved me wrong. So I believe that I take the king at his word.
Wow.
Is Elffin still unconscious?
No.
That's a good point.
No. He will be conscious for this because there's not that many events left in the year.
Has he received Juredry?
I assume so.
Okay. I may uncheck the box.
Oh, I do have a note here that says that Kendric should put a check in honor.
I feel like it's can we really hold the king to the standard of infallibility? He is God's servant upon earth, but I still think that he is a man. Like I agree that he's probably done the right thing here, but I just fear that it's perhaps a naive statement to say that he proved you wrong once, and so therefore that's the basis for always believing him to be right.
I just meant that I take the king at his word that he will find a suitable reward for the prince.
I agree.
When the time comes.
I was more interested in the idea of a hostage let free for no reason and other than generosity. It's I feel it's a standard that more of us could potentially hold ourselves to.
Well,
I guess. Right.
The Knight of the Brown Wilds does not exactly have a fief and domain to keep up.
Okay, so when you say that, Gwent goes, I'm not sure that's true. He's one of those knights of the Forest Sauvage. Who knows what he's got out there?
I don't think
he's one of those
Sterling
weird colored knights of Sauvage, you know, like the Green Knight and the Brown Knight.
I've heard of them, yes.
It's more than a fair point that he could be some sort of fairy lord. Maybe here in the mortal realm seeking our beer.
What I mean to say is that I don't think mortal currency or goods exchanged for ransom is going to do him any good.
Gwent shifts to look at you and says, but a favor has value. You know, speaking of favors, it's a great time to remind everybody that Tathan, Elffin, and Blodwyn are owed a favor by the King Arthur. As outlined in both King Arthur Pendragon 5.2 rulebook and the Great Pendragon campaign, favors are a currency one can exchange and also have immeasurable value. And to allow a favor to be released like a prisoner is seen as a great and charitable act.
What about to never claim it, or is that harsh on the favor provided because it holds them forever to account?
Gwent says every man and woman and dame must make their own decision on that account. If you have no reason to claim this favor and no heart to let it go, leave it unclaimed until such a day as it might be necessary.
I guess what I was trying to say before was that I feel like I may have been unusually blessed insofar as the lands that I inherited and the wealth there too. So for me, the concept of claiming ransom for another man's life is it's not a financial decision. I'll say that much. And likewise, I don't feel that the realm, by way of the king, owes me anything. In many ways, I feel I owe the realm more for what it has given me.
Okay. Gwent turns to give you an odd look, Blodwyn. Says, well, I'll say this. You are not unusually blessed to have been given the lands that you have. As a Christian woman, would you not say that God has arranged events such that you are to be given these things? Such blessings are only natural given your aristocratic blood.
True.
And what you owe You owe not to the land and to the people in the nature of the Greeks and their Democratus. You owe to the king, whose divine favor and connection to God provides you with protection through the chains of fealty.
Yes, but
don't bring your 21st century political ideology into this. I, Gwent, am a guy who never strays from 6th century values, he says, shuffling a pack of cards.
Of Sorcery the Gathering, or Sorcery the, what do we call it?
The Conjuring.
The
Something like that.
Some might say that the king is the land. And so that what we owe is to the king and to the land in one.
Gwent gives you a weird look when you say that.
Although God doesn't uplift kings to rule over people. God uplifts kings to protect the people. They need to rule to do that, but it is their duty to rule, not their reward.
Gwent hits you with thanks for accepting my Gwent challenge nod.
So, was there other topics we were encouraged to discuss?
No.
I'm trying to think if we've covered it all.
You covered it all.
Excellent.
All right. After everybody else goes to sleep, it's just Kendric and Gwent. And Gwent says, "Sir Kendric."
Gwent.
"We are the only original members of the Order of the Axe that are still left.
We are.
I know that you would have thrown yourself fiercely into battle today if you were given that option.
Would have.
Did yourself credit keeping the heir to the 2 thrones, really 2 towers to some extent, a sort of steward." I'm just going to keep making Lord of the Rings references. "My time is passing. Soon I will be asked to go, and it will just be you.
I do not look forward to that day.
You'll need to prepare for it.
I will shepherd the order until it is the last of my days, whenever that may be.
It is the responsibility of those who currently rule to prepare those who will one day rule for their place in the world.
True.
You should prepare an heir to lead the order. There is no system in place now. We have only ever done as you have bidden.
That's true. And we've never really formally established anything. It was always just by assent for the most part. I'll have to speak with members of the order and see what their thoughts are.
It is all well and good, sir, to have, even as I deride the Democritus of the Greeks, it is all well and good to have noble assent between sworn brothers and sisters, but I would remind you, that hall in which we reside is your hall. And more importantly, you are sworn as a defender of the axe.
True.
The axe of the King of Somerset.
Mm-hmm.
There is much power in such a promise. It cannot be left to a group. There must be a defender.
So Gwent's still a few years younger than Kendric, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, because he was a squire, right?
He's still quite old.
He was a Wayne squire originally.
Yeah. He's still past the aging mark for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he started aging before any of you. It's all those bastards he keeps running around with, you know. He's got to keep him in top health.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
every time one would die.
Yeah, every time one would die, he makes an aging roll. Yeah, exactly.
Black Cat goes past him twice.
You make an excellent point, Sir Gwent. Good. I will think on this.
Excellent. He stands up out of nowhere and goes to go to a tent to go to sleep. Completely abruptly changing the nature of the conversation. I just checked Twitch chat, and James called this the mediocre Pendragon campaign.
No. You said we are playing the great Pendragon campaign. I said no one ever plays mediocre Pendragon campaign. I was just riffing on that particular statement. Everyone plays the great one.
I've played plenty of mediocre Pendragon campaigns. Let's be very clear here. But this is the great Pendragon.
This one's the great one.
The measure of its quality, which will be known among its enemies before ever he meets them, it is such as it has been written.
I did not give the cup to you, sir.
Okay, and then you're gonna take the offered sword and slice his neck. Yeah, I got it. I take water for what it is.
I love that movie.
Yeah, you know, the crazy part is he precedes that line by saying a king does not kill a king, but Renard de Chatillon famously was a king.
Mm-hmm.
Look, that movie is dope as hell, but also not historically accurate in any way, shape, or form.
100%. But listen, it gets away with a lot of stuff because of Rule of Cool.
Okay, when Saladin was like, I'll let everyone go, no problem. Absolutely not what happened.
Yeah.
Almost everybody was a slave for a short time. Some of them for the rest of their time, which was not as long as one would hope.
Mm-hmm.
After the cleansing of Malahut, Arthur is busy campaigning in the northern kingdom of Cumbria. King Lot and King Ryons lead an army to plunder the many unprotected Cambrian lands. Cameliard, Lambor, Warensis, and Escavalon. So for the British people at home, this is Wales. The Scots went to Wales while the North England and Hadrian's Wall were all being secured. For the non-English, for the non-British people, it's just more fighting on a tiny, tiny, very small island. As you make your way south and prepare late fall to winter over, you hear word. King Lot returns home to dual disasters. News of the defeat of Malahut at the Bassus River sours his campaign in Wales. And then he learns that his newborn baby son was taken away, and the sons of many of his best men. As Queen Morgause tells it, Merlin came with a lady of the lake, and with smooth word, threats, or magic, he collected all the noble boys born last winter, including her own young child. Months after Merlin took the children, the women visited Morgause to ask where the boys had gone. That night, as a dark storm raged, the Queen of Lothian, herself a practitioner of magic, performed a ritual to find out. A magical viewing pool showed the Queen and her women a vision of their infant sons aboard an unscrewed, storm-tossed ship. Now, for those at home, you might be wondering what the hell an unscrewed ship is. It means that they've taken down all of the riggings and the ability to navigate. It just means that the ship is basically supposed to not be going anywhere. Groaning towards dark wave-lashed rocks, as the ladies and their followers watched the Queen's magical pool, the ship groaned and, with a crack like thunder, split in two, filling with water. The mothers burst into tears, and their tears joined the blowing rain and waters of the magical pool. The vision has vanished. King Lot is enraged, his son kidnapped and sent to the sea to perish. Along with the other victims of kidnapping, he takes a grave oath He sends an arrow of war to his vassals and an invitation to his allies. We haven't done a Christmas court in a while, but that is a pretty huge event to hear word that Merlin and a Lady of the Lake kidnapped a bunch of Arthur's enemies' sons, and then they died while under his protection. That's huge. So while it is expected in the king's court that it would be a great year, having humbled Malahut and seized lands of the king's sister to be placed back into her care, it is definitely soured by a display of shocking dishonor on behalf of the court's chief most advisor. So I invite all of you to a Christmas court. Just imagine as I say that, the words appear with snowflakes around and little red balls hanging off of them, and then the sound of sleigh bells, going on. A Christmas court. It's super dark here. It's very somber. There is no cheer or mirth, as has been there in the past. The people who are here are deeply upset, and I invite you all to a scene featuring Gawain, Agravain, and Gaheris, and what's their other brother's name? Fuck, I always forget this one. But Beaumains. What's his name? The youngest one. Well, I mean, now not now that the other one's dead. Gareth. All right.
Yeah, Gareth.
So, yeah. Did we run the... I feel like I wrote down that I wanted to do it. I forget whether we did the Agravain wants to be knighted and then Gawain's like, no, you can't be knighted thing.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Yes, we did.
Okay. So the opening scene is Agravain extremely upset, kneeling in front of Gaheris. Gareth is at his side, and the two of them are being knighted by Agravain's younger brother and Gareth's older brother, Gaheris, as Gawain looks on proudly, because this was a prophecy foretold by Merlin that Agravain must be knighted by Gaheris, who was a better knight. And as you all are watching this ceremony, you can hear many of the unchristian whispers and gossips around that Agravain, first putting on red armor, chased out after Gaheris, tried to beat his ass while in anonymous, mystery knight armor, got trashed, absolutely destroyed, then took off the red armor, put on white armor. Next morning, while his brother is still waking up, rides out, challenges him to another fight, gets absolutely destroyed again, and then Gawain comes by and goes, Agravain, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm not Agravain. And at that point, Gaheris goes, that's definitely my brother Agravain. And so, twice humiliated, Agravain anonymously defeated at least once, and then later admits he actually was also the Red Knight, has made it back here and will submit to being knighted by his younger, cooler brother Gaheris. The knighting ceremony is conspicuously absent of the looming shadow of the court, the sorcerer Merlin, who is normally present for big ceremonial events like this.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what the gossiping court is to what Merlin's current standing is. Has Arthur decried his actions, or is Arthur remaining conspicuously silent on the claims about the children, for example?
I would love an intrigue roll.
I will happily fail that for you. 1 second.
Believe in yourself.
Nope.
Okay, well, it's a good thing you didn't believe in yourself, so you didn't disappoint yourself as well. You were disappointed in yourself, not disappointed in your role. Perfect.
Yep. I just don't know. Blodwyn doesn't know who to ask to get the straight dope. So
you are trying to get information about how the king feels about this during the ceremony, after the ceremony. you're starting to get some pretty contradictory information that, like, oh, Merlin was just here, and then some people are like, Arthur hasn't spoken to Merlin for over half a year. There's even a lot of questions that you're getting, like, can we trust Margaz to have told the truth about this magic casting? The concept that she wields magic is not a new one in court, but the confirmation that this entire vendetta is being based solely upon her word, her trustworthiness has been demonstrated in this court previously and found to be severely lacking, especially concerning her marital oaths. So no one specifically says that she's a woman who would sleep with men outside of her relationship with her husband, because that would probably invite retribution. It's just implied a bunch that she gets slut shamed around the court, and it's tied to this, like, King Lot can be upset and make a thing about this, but this is really on Margaz and can we trust her? On the other hand, there's a lot of people going, Merlin did steal the king as a baby. That we just did a ceremony about that last year. It's not even that old. Like, the idea that he would go north and steal more babies is not surprising to some people. I'm noticing Kendric is nodding along during this. Are you in the Merlin baby stealer camp?
I think so. And so I think Kendric is twofold. He's in the Merlin baby stealer camp, but he's also in the Morgause is the wife of an enemy monarch. So of course she's going to fabricate evidence to make justification for them to be pissed at us.
I want to know if that exact phrase that you've just said leaves your lips at some point in this court. Of course, Morgause would fabricate evidence.
But it's not like Arthur is saying, like, Merlin who? I don't really know him. You know,
the king is not commenting upon Merlin's behavior.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he says the exact wording of fabricate evidence, but I think he, alludes to that she uses sorcery to trick people, and that this viewing is false.
I'm not saying she's lying here. I'm just saying she lies a lot.
I'm not saying she's the gold digger. So, yeah, I think that several minutes later, after you've said that, now, as we know, going into your Lord's Hall armed, not a good thing, right? And Excalibur is now mounted on the wall behind the king, should he ever need it. It is also conspicuously carried by Gawain from time to time. He acts as the king's sword bearer. However, it is a little unusual when Gawain approaches you and he has Galatine on a belt over his shoulder, and he is openly armed in the king's court as he's walking towards you. And he says, you could tell he's really upset. Like, he is deeply, deeply upset. And he's Scottish, so there's no way of hiding his level of upsetness. And he says, Sir Kendric, I hear that you are firmly set against my mother and recent actions.
Yes, I mean, she is. It is an unfortunate bout of politics, I believe.
Sir, I respect your honor. I have served under you this year in an honorable way. And you are a true knight, as some say, and truer knights serve under you. You are a man of much glory. But I would ask you now to repeal your words before this court, that you would insult my mother so. Things start to get tense as a silence begins sweeping over the room. And even Dubricus in the corner is like taking sips of sacramental wine and then turns and is like, oh shit, something's going on.
Very well, Sir Gawain. I shall recant the words that your mother used sorcery to fabricate this story of the children perishing at sea. I hereby do so.
When you say that, you see Agravain is like sneering, but also nodding. His expression is so weird. Next to him, Gaheris is looking at you and is just like nodding, like, yeah, this guy's right. Fuck my mom. She's a piece of shit. Like, he, like, legitimately, Gawain is on one side and Gaheris is openly revealing himself to be a hater of Morgause here. Like, people around are just, like, noticing. He throws up whatever the Order of the Axe gang sign is as he reps for you.
And I think Kendric, like, will reach out and put a hand on Gawain's shoulder and say, let there be no bad blood between us, Sir Gawain.
Yes, of course. There should be no bad blood between the two of us, a senior knight such as yourself, and I, your prince.
Indeed.
But I have to get back to cleaning my sword. I was worried that there might be something I needed to chop through today.
Not today, Sir Gawain.
Indeed, not today. It has been a difficult day for all of us, he says as he leaves, taking his sword with him. Oh, I do want to note that because this is taking place at night, he's just like 5'8", 5'9", and the sword is like super normal level.
I imagine like him, like Kendric, like reaching out to put a hand on his shoulder is, you know, he's like significantly like he like has to drop it a little bit because he's used to Gwen being bigger.
I might just mention to the person next to me, it seems like an odd thing to go to a person and ask for a retraction armed when they are unarmed. Almost feels, you know, such a response could be considered under duress.
Sir Seath leans across the table and he says, I suppose they just do things differently in the North, you know? Mm-hmm. As he says that, you can hear Gaheris in the corner go, North side! All right, what's the... Sorry, I need to look up what the Sir K rumor is for this year. So, the rumor this year is that Sir K can hold his breath underwater for 9 days. That he has that magical power, yes.
What a strange, I mean, you know, 7, 10, that I understand. But 9 is a strangely abstract number of days.
Kay appears at your shoulder and goes, 9 days and 9 nights is the number of my power. That is the time that I can go with neither food nor drink, eating nor sleeping, nor even breathing.
Interesting.
Do you question also my honor and my truth and the magic power that flows through my blood? I am a guardian of the Forest Sauvage, as are you. Is this not so?
I don't think I take that title until my mortal death.
Well, that sounds complicated.
Well, these things are sometimes that way.
Strange. Tell me, have you met my friend, Sir Bedivere?
I have not.
All right, so he gestures to a man next to him. This is a knight. He is wearing the sort of classical, like, black tabard with a white cross on it that we would associate with a Knight Templar. One thing that kind of stands out to you immediately is that he doesn't have a right arm.
Oh, okay.
And his sword is his hilt of a swordless hilt is belted onto the right-hand side. He holds his left hand out to shake and says, Sir Bedivere.
Like, I'll shake his hand and say...
Left-handed?
Yeah, left-handed.
How awkward is it for you?
Probably pretty awkward. Kendric's right-handed and has been, his whole life, and most other people that he's interacted with have all been right-handed. It says, a pleasure to meet you, Sir Bedivere.
Hi. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Brother. I've come to the court. Sir Kay managed to save me when I was freezing in the snows of the mountains of Cambria. He laid his hands on me and generated such an enormous warmth, it melted all of the snow on the side of the mountain and water rushed down. And I'm told that next year in Estergales, there will be extra fertility from all of the extra water flowing down the mountains.
Interesting.
Another of Sir Kay's miraculous powers that I've witnessed myself. It's definitely very real, he says, kind of awkwardly.
Yeah, and no infrastructure damage from that amount of water rushing down off of a mountainside.
Indeed.
Indeed. Sir Kay, your powers are truly glorious.
Kay is looking inflated as you say that, and he says, yes, my father made sure I was an educated man. He just looks off into the middle distance, chin high.
I think Sir Kendric looks at Sir Bedivere to see if Bedivere is also eating this up.
No, Bedivere definitely looks kind of I wouldn't say ashamed, but awkward about this, and he says, well, I have been invited to the court on behalf of my good friend Sir Kay to act as the king's secretary, as Kay is his seneschal of all of his lands and of the kingdoms. I shall act as the secretary.
I see.
Probably the first left-handed secretary of Logres in history.
It does have some kind of nice ring to it, though. The left-handed secretary of Logres.
I mean, when you say that, someone nearby goes, oh, but left-handed means that he's strange.
Sinister, even.
Sinister. When someone says sinister, sees someone goes, did you hear me? Something? Are the Scots here? Just as a reminder, he's known as C the Sinister up north. Seeing that no one wants to talk to him, he goes back to drinking and says, I miss my wife.
He's like a Google activated by mistake.
I'll invite Bedivere over to the Order of the Axes table.
Okay. Yeah. Bedivere turns, looks, sees someone, kind of waves them off, and then sits down with all of you and says, well, thank you for meeting with me. I'm afraid I'm but a humble country knight. I wandered around the kingdom of what will one day be called Wales, but we're calling it Cambria now for historical purposes. I am a knight of Cambria, and I would go about to various places. I know that men who have estates like yourselves and lands and titles may not be aware, but knights whose swords need to be paid for, like myself, do occasionally have to make our way in the world by solving judicial disputes. And as a knight and a man of God like myself, I would occasionally be called upon to investigate various crimes, like some sort of British countryside vicar who solves crimes in the rural areas.
I'm quite familiar with the Traveling Knight. I actually have a company of Traveling Knights myself, that the Bright Lancers.
Oh, do they also solve crimes?
I don't know if they solve crimes, but they are mercenary knights.
Interesting. I have heard that there are actually, while there have not been many invasions of Salisbury, there have been an unusual number of crimes in Salisbury over the years. Murders of knights, assassinations of knights, women who are assassinated. Some say that a great captain of assassins was himself assassinated there.
Interesting. When did you say this was?
Oh, 15, 20 years back. I forget what his name was. Started with a B somehow or something like that.
Yeah.
They say he was never seen again.
Well, maybe he's still out there somewhere.
Then they said he was replaced by another knight, and then that knight apparently went missing a few years back as well, and just a lot of assassinations and murders and killings, and they say that there was only one baron in Salisbury, and that he mysteriously died on a cattle raid in Saxon lands, head docked clean off.
I thought Baron Hewell died in the Battle of London.
That's Saxon lands?
Yeah.
Head knocked clean off.
Yeah, from a tree branch is what I hear.
I only know what comes to us in the Cambrian Mountains.
Yeah, we could ask Sir Kneed, but he's missing.
Wow, and he's also from Salisbury?
Yeah, he was.
It really sounds like you need some sort of judicial investigative service. I'm considering petitioning the king to institute a new round of referees of the Shire to the shires all across Salisbury. Just so many mysterious knights going missing. It should be looked into.
Well, I don't actually know who our sheriff is currently.
There would be more than one sheriff. There would be many sheriffs. Each shire needs its own sheriff.
Of course. Well, I'm all for law and order.
Are you now? He says, looking at you suspiciously.
Insofar as it's the king's law.
That's such an interesting thing for a man of your reputation to say.
Why do you say that, Sir Bedivere?
Something involving castles.
Yes,
it's not exactly new news, but it's recent enough that people remember.
Yeah. That was sorted out.
He just looks so awkward conversing with you. I apologize. I don't talk to a lot of people. I did mostly do mountainside investigations in Western Cambria. Not a lot of talking to people. A lot of fumit tracings and hunting and occasionally slaying of ne'er-do-wells.
I hunt quite a bit myself.
We probably hunt different things.
Most likely.
Because what I hunt is justice.
I was going to say, at some point in here, there's the law and order. Dun dun.
Ba, 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 ba. I remember that episode of Community where they paid to use that sound effect and then they just started using it the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Fantastic. Anyone have anything else they want to discuss at the extremely awkward end of year press conference?
I think Elffin gets so awkward at some point he starts looking around to see if pentatonics are around.
No, they've mysteriously vanished like many troubadour groups in this area do. Salisbury is such a lawless area.
Murdered once again. What's that meme of like, the coyotes just keep eating pentatonics and we just go get a new minstrel troupe and then look at you and say, I think you're just feeding your minstrel troops to the coyotes, to the assassins.
These are difficult times.
This time.
Okay. Let's take our first break and then come back and do some spreadsheets, I guess.
Yay.
All right. Relax. No reason to get too worked up, boys.
Yeah.
It's just spreadsheets.
That's what I'm here for.
Fantastic. solo scenarios are the first thing that happens for this area. Dame Blodwyn. Earlier in this year, the year of our Lord 512, I asked you a question and it kind of went unresolved and passed under the table. So I do now need an answer as to whether you loaned your husband 3 Libra so that he could go do something during this year's spring festival.
I did. I'm sure I said I did.
Fantastic. At the end of the year, you have a surplus of smaller than normal wooden shoes.
And I didn't loan the money. I will give my husband 3 Libra.
Take a check in generous. Sir Kendric.
Yes.
I come to you in this, your hour of need. As your steward, whosoever that should be, informs you that a knight has been camping out on your lands and has requested a conversation with you at the gate of your castle.
Okay. I will grant this conference.
Okay. You go to speak with, hard to say whether this person really truly is a knight because they are obviously a Saxon. Okay. And when you see this person approaching, you can see that they have cobbled together a heraldry standard by cutting 4 pieces of other people's heraldry and then sewing those 4 squares together into a new haphazardly slapped one. He is definitely wearing reinforced chainmail of a fancy man, but it's clear that it is armor that has been fixed. Like the steel rings have been replaced by less refined iron ones in certain places, specifically very obviously over the heart. There clearly was some penetration there at some point. There's plenty of rings that are they could use some shaping up around the arms as well, and other various places where one might regularly get stabbed in a sword fight. I mean, you know, you're knights. You know what battered chainmail from getting the shit kicked out of you looks like. This person rides forward, gets down off of his horse, takes off, his helmet and says, "But sir, I come to you because I have heard that you are one of the finest knights of the land, and you are quite close to the place that my atheling has asked me to come. I am to learn the ways of universal knighthood, chivalry, and brotherhood. I ask that I might be quartered here and learn from you these things. I beg upon your hospitality, Sir Kendric."
And what is your name, Sir Knight?
My name is Hurst.
Hurst. Very well. And who is your atheling?
I mean, there really is only one atheling worth noting in these lands anymore. And you're having a flashback to a guy who gave you crazy eyes at a feast.
Okay. So it's what is it? Kent? Sussex?
Yeah, Sussex. Yes. Well,
I shall not turn you away.
I appreciate that,
Hurst.
I appreciate you addressing me by my title. It is said that only a knight can make another knight, and yet there is an exception among your brotherhood that any king can also make a knight. Is this not so? And so, at the instruction of my atheling, my king, such as it is, has knighted me and sent me so that I might go among the courts of Arthur, the so-called king of knights, and learn their ways.
Well, perhaps we can civilize you.
Civilize me, sir. I take some slight offense to that. I have a fine wife from the small village in Yorkshire, a noble lady. She has done enough civilizing for me. We Saxons are also a very civil people as well. Have we not given unto you Bretons the Goesi?
Returned them, perhaps, but very well. Come along, then, Sir Hurst.
Hurst the Hunter, they call me. My
Hurst the
wife
Hunter.
of Helmsley in Yorkshire. He never saw it coming. The whole time, a Triple H joke waiting to be snapped out of the trap. The real hunter here is me. I'm going to ask for... Is patience a thing? I feel like something along those lines is...
Prudence probably would be the closest.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask for a prudence check as you deal with a Saxon literal barbarian. Uh-oh.
So prudent failed.
So you got to test reckless instead.
Yep. Reckless succeeded.
Uh-oh. It's
So
a rough winter for you.
I was like, we probably fight a lot.
Hurst, yeah, probably literal, like, fist fighting in your own castle. How did the two of you part in the new year, I ask? I wouldn't say he refuses to be civilized. I think that instead he's so curious about the backwards ways of the Celtic people and the Bretons of this island, how they can't be as civilized as the Saxons. It's not that he's refusing to learn your ways. He's just so curious about how quaint and not parochial, pastoral they are.
Yeah. I think I don't think it's like horribly so, right? Like they're not parting as enemies, but they're definitely, I don't think, parting as friends either.
Very well. I will also ask you to take a check mark in hospitality then. Elffin.
Yes.
You might remember that you have a wife.
So I've been told.
So you've been told. Your wife approaches you with a man who is wearing sackcloth and is tonsured in the way of a priest. But he certainly does not look like anything more than a common man. And when he opens his mouth to speak to you, it is clear that he does not speak your language. He indeed only speaks the language of the Irish and perhaps some Latin. Your wife translates for you and says, "Husband, as you know..."
I speak Latin, so at least
you speak
I can...
Latin? Okay, then
Yes.
In a very Irish accent, he says, "A good day to you, Sir Elffin."
Good day to you, good priest.
Well, a priest I am, and it is a good day for the work of the Lord, Jesus Christ. I have come at your wife's request to impress upon you, to speak about chattel slavery throughout these lands. Both in Ireland and on this fine kingdom of Logres, there are many who are Christian in religion, Christian in their heart, who find themselves now with no egress from the bonds that slave them. I ask now, I'm coming to all of the Christian households of this land in order to have them freed. Will you provide me with the funding necessary in order to separate them from the chains that bind them?
I have no slaves.
I did not say that you did, sir. I am asking for cold, hard cash so that I might buy the slaves from their so-called masters and free them in the name of Jesus Christ.
How much are you looking for?
He looks at your wife, looks at you, and he says, 50 pounds. A truly astronomical sum. Your wife looks so proud when he says that. Such a charitable act. It would do well to heal the problems between us, Elffin, to do such vast charity, such Christian work.
It does seem very Christian work. Sadly, I do not have 50 pounds to give. I could give you 10, and perhaps next year another 10, for the next 5 even, but I do not have 50 to give you all at once. I'm sorry, Father.
10 pounds is more than I could ask for. It is an enormous amount of money, and many will be freed. I apologize, great lord. Your stewardliness might have been misrepresented to me, and in the enthusiasm of your wife to see so many Christians free. Still, at 10 pounds, your wife seems like, okay. I'd like you to make a generous check here real quick, just to make sure that this is going down the way you want it to go. Okay.
I succeed in generous.
Take a check mark in generous. And you know what? Take another check mark in spiritual. Oh shit, you have a check mark in worldly as well. It's gonna be a weird end of the year for you, buddy.
It is indeed.
Did you want me to check reckless, by the way?
Yes, absolutely. You succeeded on it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. He says you can make out the check in whatever amount that you can pass along.
I'll just give you cold hard cash like you asked for.
Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I go now to the slave markets of London in order to see good men and women, Christians all freed, and then I shall head back home to Ireland in order to see whoever I can there freed as well. Are there any fellow Christian knights you know of that you might make introductions for me so that I might prevail upon them for fees as well?
I know that Dame Blodwyn is a good and godly woman.
A good and godly woman. Well, in the new year I shall go and embrace her like a true Christian. I hear that's what the men of Salisbury do to the women of Salisbury. Well, you can let her know that Patrick is coming. Patrick, a brother of Ireland and priest.
I shall send a message.
Yeah, that's right. It's St. Patrick's Day next week. And guess what? St. Patrick drove snakes out of Ireland famously. And made that...
Snakes.
Hold on. There is some evidence that it could have been snakes. Did he also drive out pagans? Yes. But another big thing that he did was he freed Christians from bondage by asking people for money and then going and doing it. So we're venerating an Irish fucking saint on this show when his feast day is upcoming, okay? We're doing it because I like to pretend that as an Irish American, I've got some Irishness still in me and it's not just all American. All right, Patrick, I've got your back, buddy. Still, that Brendan Lee Mulligan skit is absolutely fire.
Yeah.
So...
Getting the island right for the Lord.
Yes. So anyway, Dame Blodwyn, we'll get back to you in a minute about how St. Patrick, well, he's not a saint yet. He has to be dead first. How Patrick, brother of Ireland, comes to you and asks you for cold hard cash. We can now move to the part where you guys roll for all of the things that you would roll for at the end of the year, because we are indeed at the end of the year.
Let's do it.
All right, I already have a check in spiritual, so I don't need to roll for it.
I don't get a check in flirting.
I do get a check in hospitality.
Don't get spiritual.
I'm certainly going to get a check on this.
I do get a check in horsemanship.
Do not get hunting.
Family.
Do not get romance.
Lance.
Don't get cowardly. Don't get lustful.
No check for flirting. Romance. Check for romance.
My second thing gives me romance. I've got two things that give me checks from romance, and I do get romance in the second one.
Spiritual.
Okay,
All right,
I'm going to
we
start my
actually roll.
rolls. My energetic does not go up.
Mine does go up.
For horsemanship.
My generous does go up.
Very
Mine
nice.
does not. My merciful goes up.
Oh, that almost on the
My prudent
energetic.
goes up.
Just does not go up. All right, let's see. Okay.
Spiritual does go up.
Okay, so modest goes up. Now let's see if
I just got two
Worldly
crits.
does
I got
go
two
up.
crits in a row. I got Laverton
Oh, no, wait, I'm
hospitality
sorry.
crit in a row.
modest does not go up. Let's see if proud
So-
goes up.
I guess that all cancels each other out, and I'm back at 10-10.
Yeah. Let's see. Reckless. Ooh, reckless
Indulgent
does go up.
does go up.
Let's see. Spiritual. Spiritual does go up. Kendric is becoming more pagan in his old age.
I hope so. As
Love
the
of
supposed-
family goes up.
Ah, so close. Critical.
As the paragon of paganisity in the old code, I should hope that you're particularly pagan.
Let's see. 5% chance for honor. Nope.
Apparently, my love of family is now a 19.
Yeah, it's love of family, not love of wife, though. So
Fair enough.
Wife is family.
Hospitality does not go up.
yeah, wife is part of family, but wife is not all of family.
Sure. Nope,
8
no
picks
hunting.
does not go up.
Romance. Romance does not go up.
Falconry does not go up.
Horsemanship. God, I've critical
Heraldry
so many
does
things.
go up.
I've critical so many things this winter. That's insane. Oh man. All right. Lance. Nope. And then siege.
Intrigue
Siege
does not go up.
Dang man, so many checks and only one of my skills went up.
Battle does not go up. Horsemanship does not go up.
Well, and then I think.
Oh,
Tathan
so
had a-
close. Spear expertise does not go up. I am out of checks.
Tathan had a check. I think for sword. Yeah, let's see here.
Now, I want to mention, I was looking in the King Arthur Pendragon 5.2 rulebook for things to spend money on. And it turns out that you can hire a pirate crew for 3 Libra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Interesting.
what does that get you?
Apparently, it gets you a boat full of Dutch
Wow,
clowns.
right. Yeah. Nice.
All right, so it's time to.
I do not
age.
need to check for aging,
Amazing.
so I move on to economics.
I do.
Well,
need
don't,
to check for aging.
don't forget to do followers roles as well.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
5 is 1. Okay. All right. I can handle
All
that.
right. None of my wife's stuff goes up. I do need to
2.
move all of
That's
our
stacks. That's not good.
ages up.
Oh boy, good thing I'm getting a glory point this year. Hanging on by the fingernails, boys. Nope, none of that stuff goes up. Okay. So now
My wife's love of family is apparently a 21.
Nice.
Oh, was that your manorial luck there, James?
No, that was for my steward skill.
Gotcha.
That was really 20, so she should have rolled a d20. And
All right. AP,
right.
did you already roll the weather?
I did, and it's a 16.
Okay. I
Shooting.
need to do my investment income.
Complex. Oh.
Dirty.
A cluster of my commoners' houses burns down this year, and I get a +1 hate landlord for my calamity. Yeah, what are you gonna do? So that goes down to an 8. So
Okay. Manorial luck. Calamity.
yeah, that's rough.
Five. I don't have a hired steward, so I'm gonna re-roll. Or I'm assuming
No,
I just
yeah,
re-roll.
Or you just go, well, I don't have a hired steward.
You're the steward. You die.
Yeah. I basically treat a 5 as a free, you get a free pass.
If that's how we've been doing it, I'm happy to do it that way. All right. Now concern my commoners. I succeeded on concern my commoners.
Wow.
So that's a 5 in care.
Yes.
-5.
Yeah, so your care goes, or your fate will go down by 5. Let's see here.
Okay.
Let's see.
So then it's the misfortune roll, correct?
Yeah. What did you say the fate was this year? 16?
16.
Okay, so that's 14 for me.
Oh, so close. Oh, wait, no, that's
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
Misfortune failed. So now stewardship.
Success on that.
All right. So success and fail, I get a good harvest.
I get a meager harvest. Not great. Not great, not bad.
What's it? 3.8 Rodkins?
5.8. Or 5.5. 5.5 it was.
I should probably watch that series at some point.
Have you not watched it?
No.
Such a great series. And they're doing one about Fukushima now as well.
Wow, that one's gonna be rough to watch. It's gonna be a lot of engineers going, we don't need to fucking do this. We're smart. And then everything is gonna go wrong, and someone's go, wow, all these fucking smart guys didn't do the one thing they're supposed to do.
All right. How much did actually I'll come back in a second. So family rolls.
All right, I am going to. So my jonglers are dead, or no longer active.
Oh, sorry, were you? I made that jest because I thought they were your last characters thing. Are you still paying for them?
Yes, I've still been paying for them.
Oh yeah, of course they're still alive then.
Okay.
Forget that. That was me going, oh yeah, I forgot to wrap up their storyline when your last character died.
No, actually, I specifically told in Khaneed's last year told them that they were going, to look after my heir for me.
Now that you mention that, I do remember it. That was a long time ago, though.
I understand. It was a lot of sessions ago. So I don't need to roll to instantiate a new set. Okay. Do I want to buy anything else?
Blubber just had twins.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations.
Sheesh.
I might put in.
I think I don't have to roll for any kids anymore. I think all my.
I might put in a bakery. Just to try to get some better Concern My Commoners rolls.
I think your village also already has a bakery. So
it's listed as things at table. It's listed in the table of things to build.
Yes, but if you go above that a little bit, there's a relevant paragraph of like what's already in a village.
What's included? Yeah, like you have.
Oh, okay.
You have like a granary
and basically
okay.
like if I wanted to, I could pay money to build commoners' houses because they burned down this year and get rid of that negative that hate.
Okay.
Like if my mill burned down, I could build a new mill.
Okay.
Out of my own pocket. Now there are a couple things on there that aren't already there. So like there's like you can do. I think it's like a Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper is one you can definitely do.
Carpenter and joinery is
Smithy.
Another good one. Smithy is another good one. A well is a good one. And then you can just build roads as well. Like if you really wanted to shell out money and be, and then you can just straight up be generous to your peasants.
Mm-hmm.
To really lock in that concerned commoners.
I'm unconcerned about commoners.
All right, I will put in a smithy. And so I do.
My children are still alive. I got no event for family events.
A birth in the family. say that my oldest daughter had a child.
Okay, I'm using my training to increase my generous, which now makes me a religious knight.
Very nice.
Religious knight for which religion?
British Christian.
A Christian, a most Christian knight.
Is Book of Laws and Ladies. It's not a great religious benefit, I think, other than the glory.
Oh, isn't serving God its own? It's not. Virtue does not require a reward. The specificity of virtue is that it is a thing that you do while no one is observing you. There is no reward for serving God in some interpretations of Christianity.
I think I'm going. Oh, let's see.
So British Christian is +3 hit points and +2 bonus of damage.
So all I have to do is put you in a position where you would die if you didn't have those extra 3 hit points. And then you'll believe. You'll believe. You'll believe that
Death
that bonus
in the
is pretty
family.
good. Death in the family.
I'm gonna say that Elffin's mother passes away.
Brutal.
I'm going to use my point to bump my honor up to a 20.
But he's not just famous for his honor. He's super famous about his honor.
Yeah. Yep. And then we'll do
So we did that.
this year.
Okay. I am for training and practice, so I'm getting a point from glory, and so for glory, I'm going to increase my size. And then for my training and practice, I'm going to increase my con.
Sound like a Mario character. Eat a mushroom?
Pretty much.
Tathan's point is going into Constitution this year.
Incredible. Not size, not...
He's already at the
yeah.
he's already at the max size. They grow him big in Pitton.
Yeah?
Yep.
How many eggs does he eat in the morning?
2 dozen.
Not 5 dozen? Well, he's not from France, so I guess that makes sense.
He's roughly the size of a not a barge. Yeah, I was to say like a canal canoe, a river canoe.
Now he's roughly the size of a log, but it's one of those logs that they make Scottish people lift in order to prove how manly they are.
Yeah.
He's the size of a caber.
He's the size of a caber.
My new glory is 6387.
Oh dang! You're already hitting glory. Okay, hang on.
Mine is 7395.
Mine's gonna be like 15,000 something on. Kendric.
Damn, James, how are you so far ahead of me?
So
It's pretty privileged, but instead of pretty privilege, it's a lot of properties.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
properties,
Lot of money.
Okay.
and the gentleman bonus and the religious bonus now. And like and the way to get those have a lot of traits at 16. So I'm getting I'm already getting the maximum from because I get a maximum of 100 from holdings, which I'm getting. I'm getting 115 from traits, 48 from passions, 100 from gentlewoman bonus, 100 from religion.
I need to analyze your character sheet and then write an extremely specific storyline where I try to tempt you into getting check marks in the opposites of all of your 16s so that we can
Yeah.
de-Christianize you, de-chivalrize you.
I don't claim the chivalry bonus because I claim the gentlewoman bonus instead.
Very well, very well. I didn't know there was a knightly gentlewoman, but is it for it's probably from the expanded book.
It is, yeah. So
Yes,
it basically what it means is that whenever you do your household, like the result for the year, you move yourself up one category. So if you got meager, you go to good. If you got good, you go to excellent, etc. But I don't get the armor bonus then because of that.
Very well.
Oh, I need to test. I need to test for my good scissors as well. Quickly, haven't done that yet. Yeah, my good scissors got so I get an extra D3 Libra. I measured twice and cut once. Only one extra Libra.
So Kendrick's new glory is 15,356. Tathan's new glory is 2,391.
Okay.
So AP, you mentioned that Patrick might want some money.
Yes, brother Patrick of Ireland, indeed. Would you like to spend conspicuously this or next year?
So what was he asking for? Money?
Oh, he's asking for as much as you'll give. Top end is £50.
Okay.
If you'd like to conspicuously free some slaves. Only Christian.
So I'll give him £40.
Incredible.
And I'm gonna invest another £50 into the mounted mercenaries that I have to try and like swell their numbers.
Very well. How many extra mercenaries would you propose gaining on such a investiture?
I'm happy to so right now I've got 20. Can I double that to 40?
So, in order to live as like the lowest end knight, you need 5 Libra a year, right? For economy. That's the assumption.
6.
Well, so 6 in Book of the Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, without that, these guys are living less good life, which is fine if you don't want to fund them at like a normal lifestyle. But, the 2 Libra amount, they would be living like, if you want to do it, these new knights are basically living out of the barracks full of rats and disease and there are no servants sort of deal.
I thought they were up because I thought that they're obviously not knights. They're just mercenaries.
Then yeah, sure, you can have another 20. Why not? Yeah, of course. That's super reasonable. 2 Libra a year. Yeah. And of course, as mercenaries, they're probably generating income for themselves, especially with all these battles.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because it's a mounted troop, I'll add 10 more so the 50 covers Incredible. 10 more guys and
some
horses and equipment.
Yeah.
Only the leader has a charger, Michael.
Very well.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about those extra horses we got.
Yes, it's a
Sergeant Palfrey.
Yeah, a cob.
Cob. Sell them before they die.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
Palfrey Cob Charger.
All right, so 20, 25. I don't even have Cobb in my list, but I'm assuming it's 1. Same as a Rouncy.
Sure.
Probably.
Yeah, they're not mentioned in any of the books outside of that particular battle.
Yeah,
Doesn't
cool.
mention what a cob is.
I assume it's something that you would put in a pipe with corn. Sort of corn cob pipe. And a button nose. And 2 eyes made out of coal.
Great.
All right, so cob is a particular breed of horse. They're like a
Hold on, James. I want you to continue saying this. I just need to prepare myself for you to let your inner horse grow out. Okay, go ahead.
According to Google, a cob is a horse with stout build with a steady disposition and capable of carrying considerable weight. Well, they look quite small though, so they just, I guess, almost like draft horses.
So for those who don't know, James is actually a horse girl.
I mean, I've certainly played with people that I would put that appellation to when you say you've got a horse. Like, what color is it? I think I did name Guigan's first horse in this particular game, but haven't named any horse since.
Every horse that I've ever ridden is a majestic gray horse, like Shadowfax, Lord of Horses.
Oh, last time I, James, rode a horse, I was bodyguarding at the time.
Was
Not
it
the
going
horse.
fast?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. How many horsepower is that horse? 15, 16?
I'm pretty sure 1.
No.
I know.
So one horsepower was measured on the power of horses over 1,000 years ago, and we have selectively bred horses to be much stronger and faster than then. An average horse nowadays has a horsepower of 15 or more. The mechanical power of horses has been improved by human genetic intervention. In the same way that cucumbers used to be this big and now they're this big, horses, they're big.
It's about about 746 watts, 1 horsepower.
You come on this show and you talk to me about wattage.
Well, isn't 1 watt was like the amount of power required? No, was that a kilojoule? It's the amount of effort required to move 1 kilogram 1 meter in 1 minute or something. That's how they worked it out.
Yeah, I don't think that is that joules. I think that's watts, right? Isn't
maybe
watt
that's watts,
unit?
yeah.
Watt is power over time, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 1 watt is the amount of energy required to move 1 kilogram 1 meter in 1 second.
Yes.
That's it. And so American horsepower is the amount of work required to move 33,000 pounds by 1 foot in 1 minute.
That's not very far.
I mean, 33,000 pounds is a lot of weight, though.
Yes. Sure.
Yeah. It's like a small tank. So you come for spreadsheets, but you get an education.
I wish I got an education.
So I always get confused, AP, as to why what's only applies to, is it DC, and voltamps applies to AC, even though they end up being the same number, they're calculated differently.
Brother, I'm not qualified to answer that question at this time. At 9 o'clock at night, after a moire-like day, and I haven't really done electrical work in like 15 years.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I know about DC lately, James, is that every time I hear about long range DC transmission, it's someone who is running a scam in the Middle East going, we can get these long range DC transmissions going. Here's why it's different than the last time. And I'm like, this is a scam. And then 6 months later, they're like, turns out that was a scam.
They're under the control of Big DC.
Big DC? Yes. One company, one secret organization controls all of the power going from your wall into your computer and or electronic or mechanical devices and converts it into usable energy. They're called the what's the Standards Bureau? ISO?
Their standards organization, yeah. Or I mean, in the US, it's UL looks after this sort of stuff.
Anybody still cooking, doing any work here?
Nope.
All right. So the question is, do we want to kick off 513 this episode, or do we want to call it in early for the day? I don't have a menu available for you, just in case you become reliant on that.
I mean, look, on that basis, I would say let's say it next time then, so that we go with the regular level
You want
of
that premium
expertise.
menu experience catered to your needs. Is there a particular restaurant type that you'd like? Last time I think it was sushi.
I requested me last time. I think I did.
Oh, you might have asked for Italian. I'm throwing it at the group there. Is there a restaurant type you'd like the menu to be themed?
Let's see. I want
Philly cheesesteak.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. All right. I'll give it a shot. I don't know about that one. I don't know that the Google Sheets repository is going to have that for me, but I'll give it a shot. Well,
so it's mostly just UPSs that are measured in volt amps because the number's bigger.
I mean, volt amps is volts times amp. So if you have 12 volt DC 1 amp, that's 12 volt amps. Although that should be 12 watts.
So typically, the difference between VA and watts is 70%, because VA is the potential power, but watts is the real power. Effective power, however your physics teacher or
your
engineering teacher taught you.
Well, in ACU, you've got to rectify the sign.
Exactly, yeah, because you've got to rectify the sine wave. You've got loss from resistance of wire or air or whatever medium it's going through. Your whatever thing you're doing is never going to be 100% efficient, so the typical power factor is 70%, but is the difference between volts and watts.
Ignore me.
I often do.
Oh.
Wow, that's pretty hurtful. However, I do know that you muted the announcement channel on my Discord, which drives me nuts because that's probably the one place you shouldn't mute. It's the one place I only announce things of value.
You didn't have the announcement channel. Your last announcement on the announcement channel was December 25th, 2025, when you said...
Yeah, exactly. I only use it when I'm saying things that are worthwhile, which is why it's only updated once every 3 months. That's the only time I have something worth saying.
I don't know. It's not muted as mine. It's set to... No, it's on my announcement set to server default.
You told me it was muted because you hadn't been seeing updates in it. I don't know. That's something you told me, and I was like, shocking, absolutely shocking.
So the server default is not. It's the server default for the announcement channel is at mentions. So unless you at everybody, it's not going to notify people of announcements. So you should change it to. You should change the server default to all messages being
Server
notifications.
default.
Yeah.
Is this some crazy thing that's new that I've never heard of?
Yeah, so every channel in a server has a default setting, whether it's like only at mentions or every post.
Oh, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You come in here and you accuse me of malfeasance unfairly.
You're right. I apologize. Here, live on stream, once again, having been proven wrong by James. It's really a multiple times a week thing, so I don't know why anyone would be surprised.
And I didn't even bring a sword to the conversation.
Were you supposed to bring a sword?
Well, no, it's just that the other person that asked for an apology today had to do so under threat of
brought
violence.
a sword. Yeah, but that was just an intimidation thing.
Exactly. Yeah, under threat of violence.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, they do things differently in the North. Chivalry and honor doesn't quite mean the same thing in Alba that it does in England.
Yeah. They're a little bit more rough up north.
This is one of the most interesting things I find about Gawain and his brothers is that they're often like a lot of the early Arthurian tales are absolutely written by power scalers. They're like, there's a list of the top 5 knights. You know who's at the top? Gawain. And then when the French come along, they're like, it's Lancelot. Lancelot's at the top of every list. We don't need a top 5 knights. It's Lancelot. But see, here's the thing, is that half the time Gawain is like, I'm a cool British knight. I'm like a super honorable dude. And then I'm going to get with my brothers. We're going to jump some guy who had sex with my mom and beat the shit out of him and then bury him by the side of the road and never talk about it. But I'm Gawain and I'm an honorable guy.
Yeah. Of course.
Like, they're like, Agravain, he was a very handsome, very honorable knight. And then every story about Agravain is he's like, I'm Severus Snape. The Arthurian legends are extremely bipolar. So obviously I'm doing the one where Agravain's a bad guy.
Yeah, for sure.
The bad guy. All right, Billie Eilish, relax. We are back next week, but not in 2 weeks. Is my recollection.
That's what we discussed earlier.
Yep.
Indeed. Just making sure. Very well. We shall return in the year of our Lord 513, or in 2026. One of those will be true. Hopefully, one of those will be true. And then we shall play this game. Any last minute thoughts before we leave our humble audience humbled again?
I think Kendric might consider throwing a tournament in the upcoming couple of years.
Tournaments are expensive.
Throwing a tournament or throwing a tournament?
No. Sponsoring a tournament.
Now, are we talking like prize ring, a scepter? Will there be an armory shop in order to tie dynastical ribbons to my axe so that I get more renown? Will a woman secretly try to participate and then I can shame her in front of the entire kingdom?
Maybe you could invent microtransactions for your tournament. To try and
Suddenly Merlin appears and kills you to prevent that knowledge from spreading backwards in history.
All right, knight, need to buy the list side pass.
We're done for the night.